Hi, I'm Catherine Sims, Director of Student Affairs, and very proud Double Bear. Today I'm going to share with you a bit about Baylor University and our traditions and tell you about some events you can look forward to attending during your time here. Baylor University was chartered by the Republic of Texas in 1845 and is the oldest institution of higher education in the state. We were originally located in Independence, Texas, and moved to Waco in 1886, and we've proudly called Waco home ever since. Our colors are green and gold, and our mascot is the bear. Green and gold were chosen in kind of a unique way. There was a student on the committee selected to choose our colors who was traveling out of town for a debate tournament, and he looked out the window and saw a field of beautiful green and yellow flowers and thought that was a truly wonderful combination. After recommending that combination as our colors, they were selected by that committee. And then the bear was thankfully chosen over things like the antelope and even the bookworm. We do have two live North American black bears who live on campus. Their names are Indy, named after Independence, our original home, and Belle, named for the Carillion bells that beautifully chime throughout main campus. Their home, the Habitat, which is a Class C zoo, is located near the bookstore, and I strongly encourage you to go by and visit them. Baylor's alma mater is that good old Baylor line, and everybody who attends Baylor is part of the Baylor line. Freshmen can get a Baylor line jersey that has their graduation year and a nickname on the back, and then they have the opportunity to run out ahead of the football team at every home football game. And then they have a reserved section behind the visiting team on the 50-yard line. So that's just a small sampling of our history and our traditions, and I encourage you to learn a little bit more about Baylor University by visiting our website or taking a tour. I'd always be happy to walk you through the historical interior of main campus. So we're going to talk a little bit about some annual events that happen at Baylor. All University Sing happens every February, and it is one of the largest off-Broadway productions in the country. It is so fun. And student groups spend about a year preparing for All University Sing and their 7-minute performance with theme development, choreography, costumes, backdrops, the whole 9 yards. And it is just so much fun. It is so cool to see the creativity of these Baylor students. Diadeloso, or Day of the Bear, is a Tuesday in April when main campus shuts down, and there's basically this carnival-like atmosphere. There's goat yoga, concerts, food, and all kinds of things. And it's just an opportunity to pause and come together as a community. Unfortunately, the law school doesn't shut down because it's so close to our finals time, but I always encourage students to take a look at the schedule, take a study break, and go over and get a little taste of Diadeloso. Homecoming is huge here at Baylor. We actually have the oldest and largest collegiate homecoming in the entire country. So it starts on Thursday with freshman mass meeting, which is an opportunity to have our freshman class gather to be introduced to homecoming and all the traditions. On Friday, there is a big bonfire and a pep rally. Saturday morning, there is a massive parade and student groups build the coolest floats. And we actually host a breakfast in conjunction with the parade. So I encourage you to, if you do nothing else, at least come check that out. It's a wonderful opportunity to interact with your classmates, professors, and then Baylor lawyers who come back for homecoming. Then, of course, there's a football game and tailgates. There's also Pigskin, which is the top 8 acts from All University Sing, and they do several performances throughout the weekend. So it's just a huge deal here in Waco. And unfortunately, it does often happen around final season for us, but again, this is a great excuse for a study break. And then finally, we have Christmas on 5th Street, which happens every December, and 5th Street and the interior of main campus really just transforms into a winter wonderland. We have seen carriage rides and petting zoos and sledding hills. There's always a concert and a tree lighting, and it's just a wonderful way to kick off the holiday season. So now on to the Baylor Law side of things. At orientation, you'll all have your individual Spirit Walker picture. So Spirit Walker is a bear statue that is outside the law school, and we have these individual pictures, and then we really encourage students at graduation to take a picture again to kind of bookend their experience. We sometimes call him Gummy Bear here at the law school. Career Connections is an event specifically for first-year students. It's an opportunity for you to practice your networking skills and also learn about a variety of employers. So it's an evening event where you're in small groups, and we have government employers, small firms, large firms, all over at McLean Stadium. And you travel around in small groups and get to talk to each of these employers, learn a bit about their practice areas, ask for their advice, and again, practice those important networking skills. And so it's an opportunity for you to be able to learn a lot, and it's also a lot of fun. The judicial clerkship reception is also really geared towards first-year students. We want you to learn about what a judicial clerkship is and how you can get involved in that and what all that entails. And so we bring Baylor grads who are doing judicial clerkships or who have completed them back to campus, as well as several federal judges, to talk to you about that process. And then you have the opportunity to network with them and ask them their questions. Again, networking is so important, and we want to make sure we're providing opportunities here in Waco for you, so we're bringing people to you. There will also be a PDP, and you'll learn all about PDPs, the Professional Development Program, that talks really in depth about the process to becoming a judicial clerk, because we know that this is something that is really prestigious and something that a lot of students are really interested in doing. So during your first year, you will compete in an interscholastic moot court competition against your classmates. It's part of the legal writing program, so you will also draft a brief. Moot court is appellate advocacy, so it's post-trial, and we want to make sure that you get some exposure to this skill early on. So you will get a partner of your choosing and then compete in either the fall or winter program, depending upon your starting time. We also have an internal competition at the end of your time in law school that is optional, and it is called the Bob and Karen Wortham Mad Dog Competition. So this is a solo mock trial competition that's specifically for our practice court students, and they can opt into competing for it. And then the winner at the end gets a mini Mad Dog statue and a cash prize. Mad Dog is a former practice court professor and director who is just an infamous person in these halls, and there is a statue of him outside the practice court classroom that you can see pictured here. Not Quite Midnight Breakfast and French Toast with the Faculty happen each quarter. So Not Quite Midnight Breakfast is fall and spring, and then French Toast with the Faculty is winter and summer. So it's an opportunity, it's the last week of class for our faculty to serve students a meal as they prepare for finals. It's just a great opportunity to come together as a community, and it's so much fun. We have some professors who have their favorite stands and are always there. Yeah, and it's just a neat opportunity to take a break before you dive into finals. And so Not Quite Midnight Breakfast always happens in the evening, and French Toast with the Faculty always happens in the morning. Adoption Day is hands down one of the best days of law school every single year. These are pictures from a recent adoption day with a Harry Potter theme. And so we actually host the Adoption Day program for McLennan County here at the law school. And the law school transforms with decorations and costumes based on the chosen theme. And then adoptions are finalized from the foster care system. And so it is just such a beautiful day of celebration, and everybody gets involved, and it's so much fun. It happens every November. Each spring, there's a student awards ceremony, which is an opportunity to come together and celebrate you students and your accomplishments throughout the year in academics and advocacy and service. And it's just a wonderful day to really thank you for all that you've done and just cheer you on because you've worked really, really hard. And it's our way to just congratulate you. We also have a lot of programming that is geared towards helping you feel a sense of belonging and community here at the law school, because that's incredibly important to us. We also want to create opportunities for us to learn from each other and grow in our knowledge of our differences and celebrate those. So we have a variety of student organizations that you can meet through our student organization fair and interest meetings. We have intramurals that are hosted by our Student Bar Association. We have different cultural events where students can again share their backgrounds and histories with their classmates. So there's a lot of opportunities throughout the entire year for you to come together with your classmates, with faculty and staff, and for us to grow together as a community who really cares about one another. And so I encourage you to pay attention to the weekly student announcements emails for all of those different activities throughout the year. The legal profession is a service-based profession first and foremost, and so we want to instill that in our students throughout your time here by providing opportunities for you to serve the community. So you do that through the clinics, you do that through community service projects. We have a day of service that we do every single year where we have different community service projects that we work on in small groups. During the holiday season, we have student groups go to a couple different elementary schools to just hang out with the kids, read to them. So there's a lot of different opportunities throughout the year for us to really make an impact in the Waco community in a variety of ways, and that's incredibly important to us. So practice court is the culmination of the experience here at the Baylor Law School, and we want to mark that in a special way by having this opportunity for the class to come together and take a picture that will be hung in the student lounge for years and years and years to come. And then they also have a good time taking pictures with their classmates and professors. And again, it's just an opportunity to mark the end of a really grueling 6 months and a challenging program. So that's just a snippet of what life looks like here at Baylor Law School. And there's just so much more I could share with you. I look forward to seeing what you bring to the law school and how you enrich our community. And I look forward to getting to know you. Thank you, and sic 'em bears.